Happy New Year and welcome to 2021. I like to start off each year with a recap of the previous year and a glimpse into the upcoming year. 2020 was without question a year of unique challenges and certainly a year that required a great deal of adaptivity and ingenuity to persevere through. We did manage to keep our projects on track at the Silicon Prairie Center. We made the greatest leaps forward yet for our ischemic stroke company, Progressive Neuro. We managed to film the romantic comedy My Corona, which is a stay-at-home themed romantic comedy, in May of 2020. And we managed to get the first generation of ATS Solutions products to market. We had good demand for our market access firms, Japan MedTech Advisors and Med Market Access, particularly for Med Market Access. With people unable to travel overseas, we were able to offer them on-the-ground support, particularly for Japan. As many know, I'm deeply passionate about U.S.-Japan relations, and this last year we weren't able to do our traditional model of MedTech Week Japan, but we were able to pivot and do some great virtual symposiums, which we're continuing into 2021. I'm particularly proud of and enthusiastic about the progress made by our ischemic stroke company, Progressive Neuro, in 2020. Brett Fulmer and I started Progressive Neuro a number of years ago with a vision of creating devices that capture the clot in one pass, that do less damage to the vessel wall, and contain the clot so bits of it do not escape and go distal. Currently, when stroke patients arrive at the hospital, an attempt is made to physically remove the clot, either by sucking the clot out or by pulling it out. When the clot is pulled out, it's pulled out using a device called a stent retriever, which is basically a stent on a wire that's delivered to the clot, expanded into the clot, and the clot is drug out, with much of the clot in most cases hanging on the outside of the stent retriever, with risk, of course, that bits of the clot go distal. The other device that we've developed leverages some of the principles of traditional aspiration and augments that with a device that captures the clot and contains it so the clot can't break off and go distal. Currently, in many cases, clots will cork at the end of the aspiration catheter, with the risk of bits of that clot breaking off as the aspiration catheter is removed. In our preclinical testing, we were able to show that we could capture the clot with our alternative to stent retrievers in one pass, while the stent retrievers were requiring multiple passes to be able to remove the clot. In 2021, we're going to raise our next round of funding, and we hope to get to first in man within the next 12 to 18 months. Welcome to the set of My Corona. My Corona is a stay-at-home themed romantic comedy set in a Los Angeles apartment community during Governor Newsom's stay-at-home order. The residents of this building are ordinarily very busy professionals who've never really taken time to get to know each other, and now they find themselves stuck together under the same roof 24/7. And find out lots of interesting things about each other. Two of the main characters of this film, their sets are right behind me here. Over my right shoulder is the set of Alex, the male lead of the film, and over my left shoulder is the set of Zoe, the female lead of the film. They begin to get to know each other during the lockdown by talking through this shared wall right here, and there's a lot of references to the paper-thin wall. Another one of the characters in the film, and this is a shout out to my friends in the medical device industry, is a medical device executive who is ordinarily flying all over the world, responsible for international sales, and suddenly finds themselves grounded with lots of time for introspection and to think about their life choices. We also feature a healthcare worker in the film who's completely exhausted from working crazy hours. Today I spent most of the day working on the documentary and forgot actually to come over here and turn the heat on, which is why I've got a stocking hat and a leather jacket on. The documentary captures how we filmed this movie or directed it completely remotely. It's believed to be the first feature film ever directed remotely. And it was featured in an article in the Hollywood Reporter The director never set foot on any of these sets, never had direct contact with any of the cast or crew. He directed the entire film from his office in California. So we hope to get that documentary out soon. We expect the film to be out in the coming months. We've already started the pre-sales of the DVD and hope to be shipping that soon. You can find out a lot more information about the film on our website, siliconprairiecenter.com, as well as merchandise available for sale and DVD pre-sales on the website as well.
Lockdown was the slowdown that sped up our hearts.
Happy belated Valentine's.
Good one, Alex.
Till we were apart.
Teresa, your neighbor?
Ah, the invisible woman.
I'm Kimiko.
Since you can't go outdoors, I brought outdoors to you. You're telling me I can't play basketball.
Times have changed, but maybe your clock just stopped.
Hey, stranger. Not glad to see me?
I'm trying, but all you tell me is I'm doing it wrong.
Because you are. If I cook, you won't have to work out as much because you won't have so much to work off.
Even our Japanese distributor is indicating that he will be ordering less because of the virus' potential impact on Japan.
Until business picks up, we will have to suspend your employment.
If I could have held on to a job, maybe I could have held on to my family.
This is gonna sound storybook book stupid, but I don't think I'd be the man I am without you.
You play the cello?
LA Philharmonic, second seat.
Seriously, I love strings.
Do you? I love chains. You can open your locket and see what's inside.
So what, you just got so lonely you figured any port in a storm?
I think I've always been in this port.
Maybe you've never been in a storm.
We are so broke. Can we take any more losses? We'll have to move to Beverly Hills.
We're just in the middle of something.
Yeah, we're working some things out still. We've got to be quieter.
I'm gonna go get the ball gag. Too much information.
Talk about getting to know your neighbors.
Put a mask on.
This last year, we were able to launch the first generation of the ATS.Solutions products, which are mobility tools to help those who have limited mobility. The first generation of the product we did get launched, and now we're working on the next generation of the product, which is going to be technology enabled. We're looking to help caregivers be able to monitor the patients or their loved ones that are mobility challenged. We plan to create a system that will track the mobility and send alerts to caregivers based on predefined parameters and give regular updates so the caregivers can know how much the patients or their loved ones are getting around. For more than 30 years, I've been very passionate about U.S.-Japan relations and make time each year to do what I can to support continued good relations with Japan. One of the ways we do that is through Japan MedTech Frontiers, which I serve on the board of. A number of my colleagues involved in MedMarket Access and Japan MedTech advisors are also involved in helping to organize these conferences. As you can see behind me, I have a number of programs. These are from previous Japan MedTech Frontiers and MedTech Week Japan events. Traditionally, we hold MedTech Week Japan in November. We pivoted this last year in 2020 and did some virtual events, a virtual roadshow of U.S. companies to Japan. And we will continue to do events in 2021. The first one is organized and will be organized in the spring and will be virtual. We hope that later in the year we may be able to resume some of the in-person events. You can watch for updates on the usjmf.org website, Japan MedTech Frontiers on Facebook or LinkedIn, or my social media on LinkedIn, Kirk Zeller, and Twitter, @ZellerDBA, for updates on these conferences and events. We feel blessed to have had a very productive 2020, and we're hopeful that 2021 will prove to even be a better year for the Silicon Prairie Center companies. You can check out updates on what we do at our website, siliconprairiecenter.com, as well as find the merchandise for our various businesses on the website, and the links to the news articles about the film and other things that we're doing here at the Silicon Prairie Center. We wish you all the best for a productive and prosperous 21 and look forward to next year's update.